And bam, bam, bam. What is up? And welcome back to Nando Talk. I just realized that my bam, bam, bams without even being in the mic, but I hope we're all hearing me. I hope we're all doing nice and dandy. How is it going on this fine Tinfoil Hat Thursday? That is right, Tinfoil Hat Thursday. It's coming back. It's resume, and I hope we're enjoying the new camera. It should be nice and crystal clear for us. Just got my new little iPhone 14, so there we go. We're good. We're rocking. We're rolling. Should be the crispest camera I've ever had. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. Let's start going down the rabbit hole. Nay, running down the rabbit hole with some nice tinfoil hat Thursdays, guys. The theme so far the last couple of weeks has been what moves can the Miami Dolphins make in order to officially become this Super Bowl contending team? This team that for so long we keep saying next year is our year, next year is the year we make the noise. And for all intents and purposes, we have gotten a tad better, but for all the talent we added last year, the hopes wasn't just making the playoffs and you add guys like Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead. Yes, finishing with a top 10 offense is nice, but we want more. We want playoff wins. We want a nice, deep run into the actual land of contention, into the actual promised land. So, how do we get there? Well, let's strap aboard this tinfoil hat and see what moves we can make at every single level in free agency and in the draft in order to finish this Super Bowl caliber team. Guys, without a first round pick, more so than ever, free agency will determine what we will be doing in the draft. Okay. If we can get, for example, help at linebacker in free agency in the likes of Levante David, Tremaine Edmonds, maybe we don't get an early linebacker like a Henry Tuo. Okay, I cannot say that guy's name Tuo. He's from Hawaii. He's from Alabama. Okay, maybe we go for a later linebacker who's still quality, like a guy like Jack Campbell out of Iowa, provided we get that hole filled in free agency. Obviously, if we neglect that in free agency, we're going to be taking a much bigger swing, a much bigger draft investment come draft day. Okay, maybe a second, third round linebacker. But I think we should probably add both, in my opinion. Get some help in free agency, a true backer like a Tremaine Edmonds, maybe a Levante David, because a veteran like Levante David, he starts allowing us to coach up guys like Channing Tindall, who hopefully in year two can blow up and break out. And then if we do get a later day linebacker, a guy like Campbell out of Iowa, we can also be looking at a little bit of Owen Papo from Auburn. That'd be pretty cool. Several good players later on in the draft that maybe getting a veteran like Levante David could help us in all aspects of our linebacker room. Lyndon Roberts, we might be bringing him back, but he's more of a run stopping specialist. Duke Riley, average at all walks. I don't think we'll actually let him walk. I don't think we'll be bringing him back. Middle linebacker is obviously an area of concern, but that was just like an example I wanted to bring up so we can see how there's many paths we take, whether it's free agency or draft. And if we go for a more expensive, flashier, younger guy, like a 24-year-old Tremaine Edmonds, we probably won't pair him up with someone else in the draft, and we'll use that capital elsewhere. So I'm very interested to see what the Dolphins do, how we start to shake it out, because that is going to determine the bulk of next year, man. Rafa Knight, what is up, man? Thank you for the tune in, man. Hell yeah. I need to slap a little Dolphin sticker on top of this bad boy. Oh, I'm actually having it backwards. That's why it doesn't look as clean, as crisp. But I agree. A Dolphin sticker here, boss. Or it started off with me putting it on a Dolphins hat. So that's where I had at least the Fins brim. But no, maybe making a Dolphins a little sticker, maybe a little actual fin on it would be pretty cool. That's what the rest of this tinfoil was supposed to be used to make a fin. And then this little hat would be kind of the inspiration for it. But for now, we have to keep growing the tinfoil hat. I hope it's coming out nice and pretty, especially now that I've got a better camera. It should be a nice and smooth. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody watching. We've only touched the tip of the iceberg of this Tinfoil Hat Thursday. We did talk a little bit about middle linebackers, so I'm going to stay down that route. I'm going to stay down defense because I don't think I actually made a video about it, but we officially got Vic Fangio, okay? We've known about it for a while now, but Vic officially signed yesterday. He's good to go. He's our defensive coordinator, and we're going to start seeing a lot of shift on defense, hopefully. So that's why we started off with a little bit of middle linebacker talk. My hope, I think, is to go for a Levante David guy. Yes, it's more of a stopgap, 1 year, 2 year, a little bit older, but he's still plenty athletic. Whatever he's lost in athleticism, he's regained in a bit of IQ and knowledge that he can use to pass on to the future of our linebacking core. Guys, I need a massive Channing Tindall year 2. That'd be, I think, the best thing for this season. It'd be, oh my gosh, if we had a true run stuffing middle linebacker who is a surefire tackle, able to eat up all the little space left open by the Vic Fangio defense when they can't pass over the top. Yes, freaking please, Channing Tindall. Nail tinfoil for Finn. Let's go. I got one of these sizzle metal helmets. I don't know about Vic. Yeah, Vic Fangio, man. Like, I don't think he's okay. Tinfoil hat. It'd be lovely to see him Vic Fangio to come in and say, "Oh yeah, Vic is the Wade Phillips to Sean McVay's." It'd be easy to say McDaniel to Vic Fangio was what Sean McVay and Wade Phillips were, that young offensive mind head coach with the dastardly veteran grizzled defensive mind. But they didn't win a Super Bowl, so I want better than that. I want a next level. I want a better pairing than that. So I want another leap from McDaniel year 2. I want him to get better as a play caller. I want him to keep growing. But Vic Fangio, I just want him to do the same jump that McDaniel did for offense. Top 10 in the offense. I want to see maybe a top 10, top 15 defense. That'd be glorious to pair up to with our offense that's going to be getting even better in year 2. Oh, baby. Ooh. And Cameron Good as well. Yeah, Cameron Good, man, out of UCal, man. He's 24. He's a 7th round pick, but very versatile. Okay, we're talking about a guy who had 2 pick sixes, like double-digit pass deflections. It was top 10 in sacks of all time at University of Cal. 2nd most sacks in the Pac-12 his senior year. Like, this is a guy who, as an outside linebacker, was extremely versatile, could get after the quarterback, stop the run, get after the pass. All these little facets that I love. Okay. And considering we're letting Andrew Van Ginkel walk, we're probably not bringing back AVG, and thank you for your services. I like Cameron Good to kind of start to fill in that role. Remember, Van Ginkel, when he came in from the draft, he had a 6.4 draft score. Cameron Good is 6.8. That's 0.4 higher. It's not much, but if anything, he's a little bit more prepared, a little bit more ready to go. And I'd love to see that happen next year, man. That is what I need to see. These Dolphins young linebackers to keep growing, to keep learning and hit the ground running. I understand that last year we had a bunch of 3rd round, 4th round, 7th round picks. It wasn't exactly this glorious cachet of draft stock, but at the end of the day, I need to see those guys still make a year 2 leap. And I need to see us hit some smart rookies, guys. Linebacker is the one position where I think we're going to be adding in free agency and in the draft. The other positions, not so lucky. Good and Tindall are both very versatile players, I think. Obviously one's more an outside linebacker. Tindall can be more of that inside guy. With that 6'2", 240 like frame. He's a big boy and athletic enough to be able to do it. Cameron Good, I think, is a very fine player as well, but more of that Van Ginkel-esque role, which I'm still fine with. I still love to have that kind of player coming in the 7th round. I mean, Ginkel was a 6th or 5th round pick, I think, so it's about the same kind of jump up, but it should be interesting to see, guys. Linebacker, we have an interesting situation of young guys coming into year 2, year 3. We can get some help in the free agency and some help in the draft. Okay. Jack Campbell, for going for a draft guy, that's what I want out of Iowa. I don't think he'll go in the 2nd, 3rd round. He's going to be a later round guy who fits pretty well with our system. Not the most athletic dude, but a very good tackler, and that's what I need. For too long, the Dolphins have had piss poor tackling, and I'm tired of that. The reason why, though, I really do think we need to it's nice to see we have some flexibility in the linebacking room is because In the secondary, I'm not so sure how it how it tends to go there. Ooh, I agree, man. Draft replacements. I see our team drafting defensive tackle, cornerback, lineman. That's kind of where I was going with this, Raphael. Like draft wise, I think that we're going to have to use our picks more on corners, maybe a safety, maybe more on a little safety. I think we can get some guys in free agency because I don't think Eric Rowe's coming back. Um, but yeah, cornerback, D line, those are where we tend to use our draft picks. Those are where we tend to hit a little bit better as well. Considering we need the help immediately at middle linebacker, I'd rather get that position in free agency, someone who's ready and good to go, and then hope that the guys already on our roster can take a leap up and continue to develop. That seems to be the best option for me. Now in our secondary, we have talented pieces, guys like Javon Holland, who in year 3, I'm hoping for another leap, another step up. Year 2 wasn't quite as electric as his rookie year, but he was still a great safety, a great defensive player, a great captain. And Mr. Javon Holland, the snowman, I need to see you to continue to take that level to the next level. Okay. Take your play to new heights, continue to grow. The versatility was on display once again. The type of safety who can play in the box, who can be deep in coverage. Anywhere you need him on the field, Javon is there. Do that in year 3. Keep growing. Keep cementing your place in the NFL. Brandon Jones, we've seen the workout videos. We've seen him starting to rehab, starting to look better. That's so promising. Such great news. And I'm hoping that Brandon Jones can fully recover. His knee is good to go. And I can get a little 29 jersey there instead of that Tannehill jersey. Although we will talk Tannehill when we talk quarterbacks later. Um, but that third safety role, I don't know if we'll go for a free agent guy like a Jesse Bates. I don't think we're gonna go Jordan Poyer. Um, Maybe we'll go for like a later guy in the draft, although committing to Brandon Jones and Javon Holland and then another safety 3 years in the row in the draft doesn't make too much sense for me. So I think we'll go for a free agency option. We'll obviously have to improve from Eric Rowe if we move on there. He is one of the better options, so we would have to splash for maybe a guy like Jesse Bates, who's young, very, very good coverage safety. And I think him and Javon Holland patrolling the backside, allowing Brandon Jones to be unleashed, Blitz Boy Brandon getting after the QB, living in the backfield, wrecking havoc. I'd love to see that happen. But oof. I think cornerback wise, though, we'll be retaining talent. While for for safety, we'll probably be adding in free agency. I think for corner, we'll be really retaining. Okay. Nick Needham, yes, man. I think Nick Needham is going to be staying in Miami. He's off that second round tender from last year. Unfortunately, towards ACL midway through the year. Having a pretty nice year, another standout year for the undrafted slot corner, man. The UDFA continues to show why Mr. 40 is hopefully a Dolphin for a while. I think Sam Addison likes him. There has been rumors that he is supposed to have been meeting with Miami. Generally, when a player goes down with an ACL injury on those 1-year deals, if they've been with the team for a bit, they'll usually get another 1-year prove it deal, just like, hey, let's try this again. Let's see if you're a fit or if we're moving on. I think that's the best thing for Nick Needham is to stay in Miami, is to be in a place where he has a familiarity, where Sam Madison is already familiar with him, knows his strengths, his weaknesses, and in a system where it's going to be playing even friendlier to the secondary, where corners will be put in very favorable positions. Nick Needham, I think, can use this year to spring himself for a bigger contract. So hopefully he comes back to Miami, man. That's what I need to see. If he does, then we'd have Xavier Howard, Nick Needham coming back, True Williams coming back as well, 6'1", 200-pound. That size would be grossly needed on the outside. Okay, considering we're probably moving on from Byron Jones and Cater Kohu in the year 2 leap as well. Talk about another UDFA with a chip on his shoulder. Oh, baby. This is a cornerback room that I'm pretty excited for, even if we have to move on from Byron Jones. The reason why I say if is because, myself included, a lot of Dolphins fans are disgruntled. We are frustrated with him. But at the end of the day, guys, if he stays on the team, that means the locker room and /or, but probably both, the locker room and the coaching staff is fine with him. Okay. They understood that whatever he did was for his health. It's different than the Will Fuller situation. It's a irksome situation, of course. It's a situation that was very frustrating with the lack of communication this entire year, expecting Byron to come back, further and further pushing it back until we realized he was never returning. But at the same time, if Byron Jones does stay fully healthy now, obviously, if that means Vic Fangio is signed off on it, means Addison is signed off, and it means Mike McDaniel signed off on it. That means the front staff is fine, the coaching staff is fine with it, and it means guys like Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, these young and old leaders on our team are okay with it. And at the end of the day, like I always say, we don't play, we don't coach, we just fan. Would it bother me a bit? Of course. But if Byron Jones comes back on the field and the players say they're cool with him, coaches say they're fine with him, and he starts to ball again, and we start to see Xavier Howard round back into form now that he has a cornerback mate next to him, a little running mate, so to speak, that he can bounce off of, play to each other's strengths, say, hey, you take this rep, I'll take that rep. You match on him this, I'll match on him then. Oh, this situation, switch off. They have that chemistry. They have that connection. If they can help each other out, I'm all for it, okay? Now, if we can get some good draft capital for him, if we can get some nice compensation, I'm all for that as well. Byron Jones, free up some cap money, get some new picks, either address that hole in free agency or most likely in the draft, maybe get another little Syracuse corner. That'd be pretty nice. I'm blanking on this kid's name right now. Oh, Garrett Williams. Yeah, get a nice another little Syracuse corner. That I would love to see that. 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's got some size, but bit young on his side. I wouldn't want another Noah Benogany part 2, but if you get a second rounder for Garrett Williams, I'm okay with that. Especially if you get a second rounder for Byron Jones somehow. Okay. Lock, reload, continue to add to this young cornerback room, a young, talented, hungry cornerback room. And even if we don't add another corner, I'd be a little concerned, but I would trust that Sam Madison has a grasp on this. I trust that Fangio says, whoa, one of the reasons I came to Miami is because I love the young talent in the secondary you had. I knew that my system could put all these gentlemen to the next level, to a step higher, and continue to grow and ball out. Okay. Obviously, what I love a top corner prospect round 1, of course, bro. Khalil Ringo out of Georgia is awesome. Okay, guys like that. But we don't have that capital, so we'll go for a later guy, maybe a third rounder at the latest. Guy like a Tyreek Stevenson out of Miami, Anthony Johnson out of Virginia, little stuff like that, man. But I truly believe that we're going to be smart. Okay, I think we're going to. Whatever moves we make in the corner room, that's one of the rooms on this team that I am the most confident in, that I believe that we have the smartest heads in, and I think we're going to be pretty good to go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Sam is a fan of Byron Jones. What's up, Vince in the house? Thanks for tuning in, boss, man. I don't think Sam is a fan of Byron, which is why if he does decide to keep him, that means he changed his tune. But when Sam Addison was saying some players play through injuries, some don't, to me, that seems like a toodaloo, off, bye, Byron, no mas. Yeah, I would not be surprised that Byron Jones gets traded to the Vikings, especially, I like you say, on draft day, because there is that connection with Brian Flores, but they have to free some cap money first. So I think they're like negative 24 million. They might cut guys like Dalvin Cook, which would save up 12 million already alone. So I think if they free up some space, then yeah, they could be switching for a Byron Jones. Or if we take some of that cap hit this year, I'm okay with that. Whatever it is, that could be a place where we probably get a second, third round pick for sure. But oof. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we'll talk about yeah, because there's not much to talk about, I think, on D-line. It's a talented room, so we're going to switch to running back in a second. The only thing I'm going to say and switch to running back in the offense, the only thing I'm going to say about about D-line is that Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Bradley Chubb, my God, the talent on that front four. Oof, you bring back Melvin Ingram as well. Got some nice rotational pieces behind them. Vic Fangio doesn't like to blitz too much. He likes to rush with 4, a lighter personnel that's a little susceptible more to the run. Thankfully, we were actually very good at stopping the run last year with the players we had on the field. But hopefully those 4 can generate pressure. Yes, obviously, a better pass rush means a more rattled quarterback, which means better chances for the secondary and more chances for picks and turnovers. but a secondary playing tighter coverage also means a quarterback has to take longer to wait for windows to open, which means a more successful pass rush. So I'm hoping that the Fangio system allows us to continue having those high win rates while reducing our blitz percentage. Still being efficient, still getting sacks, but doing it not on blitz plays. Just doing it, just getting after the QB. But oh my God, how did I forget about Emmanuel Ogba and Raekwon Davis to back up? Brandon, thank you. What's up? Thanks for tuning into the show. But this is what I'm saying. When you have a plethora of riches like this, Emmanuel Ogba and Raekwon Davis coming off fresh and ready to go at any time. Like, can you imagine Emmanuel Ogba pacing the sidelines, looking at Jalen Phillips and looking at Bradley Chubb and say, "Put me in, coach. Let me go. 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 Let me go." And bada bing, bada bam, absolutely tearing it off. Raekwon Davis saying, "Oh, baby, it's time for a big body boy. Let's go. Let's rock the house." Like, we're gonna have the talent oozing if we're rushing only 4 guys. Okay. That's what I want to see out of this team. Better coverage. Okay. We had the second fewest takeaways in the NFL. Okay. 14. Let's get a lot higher than that, ladies and gentlemen. Please, 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 let's make it happen, Captain. Thanks for reminding me on that. I hope the Dolphins give Wilkins a bag on the team-friendly deal. I think they will. If Xavier Howard used to be the heartbeat of our team, I used to say Xavier Howard was the heartbeat of our team on defense. Christian Wilkins, the soul. Dude, Christian Wilkins is now the heart and soul of this defense. He is everything, a thumper. We're talking about a defensive tackle who can rack up double-digit tackles. You're talking about Aaron Donald level S defensive tackle level play. Interior defensive linemen like Wilkins are very hard to find. I'd love to keep him, retain him no matter what. A team-friendly deal. Oh, baby. You'd have to have a tinfoil hat implanted into your skull to not want Christian Wilkins on a team-friendly deal. Bada bing, bada bang. I was going to say, yeah, hopefully around 15 million. Nothing insane. Once you start creeping into those 18, 20 millions, you're talking about one of the highest defensive players in the NFL. Granted, he probably should be. I'm just hoping we don't have to, considering we've already paid Chubb with these big money deals. But hey, what you got to do, you got to do. I'm down for it, man. Right? Like, think about that. Chubb and Ogba on the ends instead of and having Jalen Phillips in year 3 coming off of the bench, hungry, ready to feast, or even having him on those trick coverage plays. Like I don't want him dropping in coverage, but to have all of them on the field and really scare them. So when we do blitz, my God, we're going to have an absolutely disgusting, ferocious pass rush. Hopefully a great clean up tackle, ensuring linebacking core, and a nasty opportunistic secondary. Please, please, please. 11, 13 million. That, like, yeah, 15 is the highest I want to go. 11, 13 for Wilkins would be a masterclass. Greer, you've done it again. Drafts are iffy, but the capology and the contract is one thing that Christopher Greer can and will do. Bada bing, bada ding. But on offense, guys, and we did talk about a little bit about running back. Wide receiver, obviously, not much to be moved there. Maybe a Cedric Wilson trade. I don't really see it happening. Tight end, we can spend money on Dalton Schultz or go for a cheaper guy like an Evan Ingram who had a bit of resurgence in Jacksonville this year. But if not, we'll probably stay with the guys we have right now, the Tanner Connors, the Hunter Longs, how he's developing. Durham Smythe fits the scheme. Nothing flashy, nothing too exciting. It's not going to drop anyone's panties. But hey, Durham Smythe, in a pinch, he can block, he can catch. He's sneaky there. It'd be pretty fun. OJ Howard would be a pretty fun fit. Nice, big body, athletic dude. He a better blocker than Gesicki, not like anything crazy. I'm not like a true complete tight end, but he definitely can fit this mold. And I think that John Ember would be licking his chops to get a talent like that. Never really clicked in Tampa. They favored Cameron Brate and stuff more like that, which is very interesting to see. But hey, more power to them. OJ Howard, I would very much like a big body like that in Miami. Oh, baby. Yeah, it's moving Cedric Wilson to a wide receiver needy team for a pick swap. Clearing up any contract space would be lovely. Maybe the Cowboys, a little reunion there for them. Maybe I'd have to look at other wide receiver needy teams, maybe someone like the Packers. But it would definitely be something that I could see him getting moved, man. Like, hopefully, especially with Eric Ezukanma, year 2, understanding the playbook a lot better, a lot firmer grasp, Easy E in year 2. And I'm projecting, we got the tinfoil hat on. I think a nice wide receiver 3 year to the tune of 812 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown for Easy E. And just why not? Why not let it fly? That'd be, oh my God. This is why I say I'm bad at math, because this would mean 2 more 1,000-yard seasons for Waddle and Hill, and then an 800-yard season for wide receiver 3. I'm terrible at math, but we got the tinfoil hat on. It protects us from zany takes like that, man. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah, the Cowboys. That's who I'm thinking, man. They were needing that wide receiver 3 role this year. They were starting to get a bit dinged up. CeeDee Lamb would love the help there. I know that. But we'd have to look, because I don't know what's really happening with Gallup. I was going to say Gallup would appreciate it as well, but I don't know if he's returning. I don't know what his contract situation looks. But yeah, Cowboys, calling it now. They'll make the move for Cedric Wilson, man. Running back wise, I don't want to pay anyone really. Dalvin Cook, the more I thought about it, if we're getting $10 million for Dalvin, as cool as it would be to return a Miami kid back with the connections he has with Nick Hicks, the South Florida area, it'd be nice with Dalvin Cook. But I do believe it is a bit of a pipe dream, especially now with that shoulder surgery cleanup. Kind of stay away from me. Injury-prone backs like him, like Saquon Barkley. It shows why you don't pay running backs a second contract, those big contracts. Same thing with Pollard coming off his own injury. Maybe we can go for some backs out there in free agency, but for the most part, I'm thinking someone in the draft. Okay, someone in the draft, maybe a Kareem Hunt, because it's someone who in free agency, because it's someone who hasn't had a lot of tread on his tires, someone who's gotten a rest behind Nick Chubb. But for the most part, I'm down to not pay a running back and go for someone in the draft in the 3rd, 4th rounders. Although if we get a cheap back, if we get Mostert and Jeff Wilson back, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe invest in the draft. But if we get a free agent running back of the Pollard, of the Josh Jacobs and Cook are going to ask for a lot of money. For someone like the Pollard, the Kareem Hunt, some Krispy Kreme action, maybe Tyreek Hill convinces him and says, "Hey, Mr. Krispy Kreme, I'll give you some fresh Kareem donuts and take a reduced deal. Come to Miami, come vibe, come enjoy, and we'll have some nice action, man." That's what I'd like. Signs movie type hat need, bro. You got baby monitor? Oh, I would love a baby monitor. Drafting running back. Yeah, man. Drafting running back. I have this little list here of running backs who could be interesting for us. Obviously we're not going to get the Jahmyr Gibbs or the Bijan Robinsons of the world. The Devon Ashanes of like out of Texas A&M. I'm butchering that name for sure, man. But a Sean Tucker, again, Syracuse. I'm a big Q's guy. Go Orange. That'd be lovely to see later on. But even then, that might be a little too early. Okay. We might be looking more in the worlds of later backs. Guys like Evan Hull out of Northwestern. Okay. Deuce Vaughn from K-State. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe get Skylar Thompson some action with Deuce again. Kenny McIntosh out of Georgia. These late round running backs who, if McDaniels so deems them worthy of some snipes, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for seeing it here on the Dolphins. I'm all for seeing some nice fresh action, some nice talent added back there, man. This list is not loading any further. Is there no running backs after Kenny? I doubt it. Well, maybe not. All righty, guys. Bergeron. Yeah, man. Dude, I went to Syracuse for 1 year, my freshman year, but I loved it. I love that school. And it's awesome to see the Orangemen coming more in the draft more and more. Yeah, Sean Tucker. Ooh, He's a phenomenal back. Like he's got the size, he's got what I'm looking for, man. Like not the most expensive draft capital, but at 5'10, 200 pounds, 205 pounds, I think that's the perfect size for running back. I always want a 5'9, 5'10 guy who's 200 to 210 pounds, small enough that he's shifty and nifty to hit through holes, but thick enough that he's not going down with injury and he can bust through a couple tackles when need be, man. Sean Tucker would be beautiful. I want a bruiser to go along. Yeah, man. If you get like a Tank Bigsby kind of guy at Auburn, that'd be disgusting. I think he'll go a little high, but Tank, if he has a bit of a slow 40, I could see him falling a bit and us getting a guy like Tank Bigsby out of Auburn. That'd be a nice thick body back there. That's the kind of back that I truly want to see. Yes, the electric lightning backs are fun and all, but if we bring back Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson, smaller, fast lightning dudes, like I want the thunder. I want that big tank. Give me Tank Bigsby if we're going for a big bruising back. But okay. Bergeron in the second, that'd be nice. Yeah. Offensive linemen in the second round for us have been hit or miss. Liam Eichenberg, the jury's still out on him. Robert Hunt, absolute home run. But hey, I'd be down. It looks like we're due for a hit again. Hit and Hunt, and Eichenberg. Let's hit again in Bergeron. Okay, I don't know this Notre Dame offensive guard, but Notre Dame usually has a solid offensive line. Every time I think of Notre Dame and offensive line, I think of Zach Martin. So I'd love that. And a corner in the third would be pretty cool. Yeah, bro. Tank Bigsby super legit. Let's say if he clocks like a 4.6 40, that's a third round, fourth round dude that we immediately snipe. And I don't need him to be fast. I need him to be a tank. Bro, if Bijan Robinson falls to the second round, I'm sprinting to Indianapolis. Okay. Like I'm like, if round one ends and Bijan Robinson. Oh, wait, are you talking about Texas A&M or Texas? My bad. Before I go on this crazy rant. Because Texas A&M is Devon Austin, who's also pretty fire. But no, the Texas running back, Bijan Robinson, if Bijan goes and falls to us in the draft, guys, Bijan Robinson is still there day two. After that, soon as that 31st pick in the first round ends, as soon as round one ends, I am running to Indianapolis. And I'm telling, Mr. Greer, you trade everything right now, and we're grabbing ourselves Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson on the Miami Dolphins would do the absolute most for this team. The biggest change, the biggest game-changing move we've had since Tyreek Hill, which was only last year. But that's that level caliber of move. We're talking about a running back prospect who is pure perfect. He's the type of guy who has been on draft boards for years, and he's finally hitting the NFL. I think he'll have success wherever he lands. If by some miracle he ends up on the Miami Dolphins, I will cry. I will have tears of joy. I will upload. I will go live on stream as soon as we get that pick. That would be the most glorious day of my life. Wow. I unplugged my charger. That's how hyped up I got. Whew. Nah, yeah, I know Bigsby's faster than I think, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna have a 4.5. I think he'll have like a nice enough 40 that people will see at his size. They'll say like, okay, like we're gonna be grabbing him, man. Tank he's 6 foot 213 pounds. Like he's a big body, bro. But if he runs a nice 40-yard dash, at least 4.5, I think he'll go in the high seconds and maybe in the mid seconds. That being said, I just saw another big guy, bro. Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. He's a senior, bro. 6'1", 220. That's a bruiser as well, bro. Zach Evans also out of Ole Miss. I forgot about him, man. A guy who you're talking about Bijan Robinson. At one point, Zach Evans, before he had to transfer, he was considered that level of running back, bro. Like Zach Evans it was Bijan and Zach Evans. Who's going to be the number one running back in this draft class? And Zach Evans has tailed off a bit, having to move to new schools, but he's torn it up at Ole Miss. I'd like a little Zach Evans if he continues to falter. And he's a big dude. He's got the size. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds. Bijan's just a different monster, though. 6 foot 220 with the speed, the athleticism, absolutely otherworldly prospect, man. Man. Ooh, Bijan as a backup? Yeah, I think they have him first round, early second. Texas, yeah. Bijan Robinson, man. 6 foot, 220 pounds. I'd be something special, bro. It'd be something special to have Bijan Robinson. And I in my dynasty fantasy football league, I won the league back to back now with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. How could I lose? But for somehow I have the number one pick in my dynasty draft, and you bet Sirree Bob I'm getting Bijan Robinson in that draft. Ooh, it's gonna be glorious. Glorious. Yeah, 6 foot two, 200, 6 foot one, 220 pounds. Zach Charbonnet. I'm totally butchering his name. Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet. No clue, friends. But hey, we're here to talk football, not here to pronounce names perfectly, huh? But I know, Brandon, the combine is in 2 weeks, man. And that is something that I actually watch the entire combine. I watch the entire draft. It is something that has always been something I very much enjoy. So the draft is more so because I had like a surgery my junior year of high school. I was in the hospital for end of April, all of May, and I was in the hospital the entire draft. So that year in 2015, I saw that entire draft through pick to pick. It's the year we got Devontae Parker. It was pretty cool. I saw from pick 1 to pick 256. So ever since then, I always watch every single pick of the draft, every single moment of the combine, pro days. I devour it all. I love draft talk, draft times, and combine in 2 weeks, Brandon. It'd be a dream to one day have credentials and actually be able to go. But barring that, there's no way I'm going to get that in 2 weeks. I am going to be covering that a lot. I'm still trying to go position by position. I don't know if I'll live stream positional breakdown videos. I think that's something I want to sit down, edit, and have a nice, good videos about that. But let me know what you guys would rather have me doing some live videos or more edited. If I do positional breakdowns, it would be more of like top running backs in the draft and who I think the Dolphins should draft, like at the end, So I think that'd be very, very fun to do. Yeah, the draft's in Indy, right? 2023 draft. It's always in Indianapolis. But I think like one time they like threatened to move it, and then all the executives freaked out. Or I have some sticky keys because I dropped a little bit of a protein shake on my right side of the keyboard. But where's the NFL? Oh, it's taking place in Kansas City. Wow, I did not know that. Well, the combines in Indy. Got you. That's where I was getting my little wires crossed, Brandon. Thank you for that little clarification. Yeah, the combines in Indy. That's cool. Great meeting of a lot of GMs, some staff. We'll get some further clarifications on how the Dolphins are starting to peak forward. Free agency does open on March 15th, so the combine will get us a nice look into what the Dolphins draft board is starting to look like. Maybe give us a little bit of a hint as to what we're looking at in actual free agency. But for the most part, we're a little dry on Dolphins news, guys. I'm going to try to keep my best, keep my ear to the ground. Hopefully, work a little bit more shorts when I do hear some spot news. Now that I've got this new phone, hope you guys have enjoyed the camera quality. By the way, I'll be able to edit a lot more on the fly, on the go, whip up some more edits, some cool future videos, guys. So hopefully, it should be looking nice and pretty in the next couple weeks. The more Nando talk improves, the better it is for everyone. So thanks for bearing with me. Oh, combine rotating to every team in the NFL. That'd be awesome. I don't know if every team has the infrastructure. Wow, that was such a dumb thing to say. I was going to say, I don't know if every team has the infrastructure. Obviously, there are 32 teams in the NFL. I think some teams could run it better, which is why Super Bowls are only given to some teams. The combine is a pretty important time, but I agree. Indies does it because they have got that indoor dome, so it's probably a little easier for them. Whether rain or shine, they're good to rock. It's closed. They can have a little bit more secure, whatever, whatnot, and all that jazz. But I'd be interested to see it rotate to a couple cities, kind of like almost like a pretest for the Super Bowl. Like if you're on the short list for the Super Bowl contention, maybe they give you a combine and they see how you handle that. And if you completely fail, we're obviously not doing the Super Bowl there. If you do well, maybe we bump you up in the spot. That'd be pretty cool. Mix of both would be nice. The edited positional breakdown and some live discussions on best fits, etc. That's note taken. Boom. Fins in the house. Smart idea. Yeah, edited positional breakdowns. Then maybe I'll talk about it. Maybe like premiere it, post it, and then premiere it on the live, and then talk about it as well. Pause the videos throughout. No, probably post a video and do a live talk. Yeah, that's probably smarter. Using the same notes probably, but still good discussions with Fins fans to be able to talk it out truly. Always, man. Hey, Brandon, I appreciate you, man. New fan. There we go. I thought it was a new face, new name at least, but always a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, man. I hope you enjoyed the nice interactions. I hope I like to keep the positive vibes. And Tinfoil Hat Thursday is my favorite segment, man. I've got to do a little bit better, and hopefully this week I'm going to sit down and I'm going to figure out a nice streaming schedule. Thursdays were always good to go. Tuesdays, Talk It Out Tuesdays, Walk It Out Wednesdays, Mellow Mondays. I've got to see which one's going to truly stick. Maybe we bring back all of them as the offseason continues to go forward and we continue to get more and more news. But for now, I'm still working through it. I'm glad you appreciated it, though. Always love running into new fellow Fins fans. For those of us still tuning in, if you like, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe or follow for me for Twitter, YouTube, subscribe for more positive Dolphins vibes. Check me out there if you're interested. It's always a fun time on those platforms. But like, comment, subscribe. It's all free. It's all appreciated. And then the road to 1,000 subscribers continues. But Mr. Brandon, much appreciated. Everyone who has one pick should host. Everyone who has one pick. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Or like at least if it rotates, like I would want to see some more variety. Maybe some more regional combines. That way they can include more players as well, because you have to be invited to the combine. Some regional combines could be pretty interesting as well. Although then the executives would be split up and whatnot. You can decide the dates. It'd be fine, guys. It'd be fine. I'm sure they can figure it out. Sorry, my lighting is dying a bit. But yeah, I think, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Not much, as like I said, is in news. I will be planning out a little bit more schedule. I will be going live tomorrow, though, for Fins Up, Chins Up Friday. Some good Dolphins positive vibes. It should be Future Fins Friday, but I kind of did some free agency talk today. However, I might just decide to stick with Future Fins Friday for tomorrow and just keep talking about more pieces we could be looking at. Maybe breaking down some more combine prospects in particular, because that's going to be happening soon. But we'll see. Thank you all for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Love meeting you Dolphins fans. Rafael, thank you for the questions. Brandon, awesome to meet you. Fins in the house. Always appreciate the interactions from all Dolphins fans. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this after, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for much more new Dolphins content as we got the new phone, new ideas in the works for the Dolphins, whether it's edits, positional breakdowns, some live talks, brand new stuff coming through. But thank you all for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, Rafa. Fins in the house. Thank you for the idea, man. I did take that down. It's always appreciated. So, hey, you guys ever want to chat? Feel free to drop a comment. Check me out on Twitter, DM. We can chop it up, and we can always hop on, talk further Dolphins, man. So, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a Tinfoil Hat Thursdays. Whether you're a new fan, an old fan, as long as you're a fellow Dolphin, we appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Hope to catch you guys at a game. First beer on me. So, fins up, chins up. I will catch you all tomorrow. Have a safe night, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Always forget to say that.